Can you all hear me now clearly? Is my audio clear? I believe it is, right?
I wanted to move abroad and had to prepare for the IELTS.
One second, guys. Yes, okay. That's good now. Earlier I was trying to connect, but there was some issue. So hello Jess, hello Ashwini, hello Mandy, Zinjuwaria Meet, hello Naveen. Ash will be only in the live sessions with for English. I mean, not in for IELTS. For IELTS, I'll be taking these sessions. Hello everyone. So I'll be okay. Great. I think we all are live right now. Earlier there was some issue, and today we'll be talking about what is IELTS reading, listening we have done, and basics of IELTS we have done already in the few sessions about earlier. So today we're gonna start with what is IELTS reading, right? So let me share the other screen and we can begin then, right? Okay, so IELTS reading. I mean, if I hope it is clear to you what is IELTS reading. If not, let's begin with it. IELTS reading is conducted after listening itself. There's always a sequence. In the sense, first comes listening, then reading, then writing, and speaking. So this is always the sequence. Now speaking, I'm not saying it's always next to it. It can be before or after these three. So already we have gone through listening. Your channel is, thank you Deepa, if it is amazing and if it is clear to you, great. Harpreet, maybe that's maybe you haven't gone through certain question types, certain problems you might be facing. So what I'm gonna do now today, we're gonna discuss other things. One second. We're gonna discuss other things as well, such as how to conquer IELTS, how to get the band required for your target, right? Okay. Let me just do one thing. Let me just share. One second. Let me just share my email, the website where you can get the desired score. One second. Before that, and we can begin after that. Yeah. Right. As you can see on your in your chat, I'll be providing you the website, and then we can begin. One second. There you go. Okay. So reading is all about going through passages and providing answers to them, right? So in reading we have 40 questions and 60 minutes to answer all the questions, and the structure gonna be different. So please pay attention here, this is important. How many of you are planning to go abroad for studies, or you can call it also education? So there are two types. We can either go for education or we go for something else, right? I'm doing great. Bless and Biju. Abroad for studies, yeah. So if you're planning for studies, you have to write academic IELTS, right? Academic IELTS has a structure in IELTS. So academic IELTS work like this. They have 3 sections in IELTS reading, okay? 3 sections in IELTS reading, which is called section 1, section 2, and section 3. The number of questions will differ randomly, I would say. It can be 13 or 14 each section, 13 to 14 questions each section, 13 to 14 questions, 3 of them. Now in each section you will get a single passage itself, passage 1, passage 2, and passage 3. And from a single passage you have again 2 types of questions: question type 1, question type 2, question type 3, question type 4, question type 5, and question type 6. Now understand this, in academic there are 3 sections. Each section itself is a passage, and passage in out of these passage, each passage has 2 question types. So let's have a mini test and see how many people are listening carefully. In academic IELTS, how many question types are there? Hello Naveen, Shan from Sri Lanka. In academic IELTS, how many question types are there? GT. No, I'm asking how many question types? 5 to 6? Yes, it's correct. Not 3, 6. Question types are 6. Again, let's go back to that part. 3 sections, these are sections, okay? And these are question types. Question type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These are the question types. 6. Sometimes these question types are similar, so they become 5. Generally not less than that. So many, yeah. And there are total 9 question types, out of which they can ask you questions. So let me share with you what I mean by 9 question types. Right. So these are the question types. All of you can see probably now. And as you can see, we have true, false, not given, diagram completion, MCQs, table completion, sentence completion, matching heading, short answers, flowchart, summary completion, matching features, and matching ending. So we have around, I would say, 10 question types, I believe, or more even. So these are 10 question types, out of which you can be asked in the exam, and you are supposed to understand all of them. Though there are only 6, you're supposed to understand all of them. Right. Now let's get back to our other board, where we need to discuss what about what about general training. This is all about academic. Let's talk about general training. General training IELTS is different than academic, where reading will be different. The passage size will be a little bit tiny compared to academic. Right. In general training, we have also 3 sections. Section 1, Section 2, Section 3. And each section will have 2 passages. Earlier we had only 1 passage in academic, remember that. Now we have passage 1, passage 2, passage 3, and passage 4. Passage 5, in the end, we don't have any partition in there. You have only 1 passage in there. The last passage is always huge. Rest of them are short. Right, rest of the passages are short, and each passage itself is a question type. Question type 1, question type 2, question type 3, 4, and this has again 2, 5, and 6. So this is a little bit messed up, but you need to understand that in general training, the passage size is short for the initial 4, and the last one is huge, and each passage has only 1 question type except for the last one. That is, passage 5 has question type 5 and question type 6. Right. Now let's see what is the size of the passages. Okay. I mean, there will be difference in the size of the passages according to general training or academic. So I'm going to show you 1 question type which is for general training. Another one will be for academic. Right. So let me share my screen with you all again, and in this case I'm going to show you size of the passage. As you can see, this is the size of the passage in case of academic, right? It's huge, like 2 pages and full of paragraphs. As you can see, it's 2 pages and full of paragraphs, right? This is for academic mainly, and in general training as well. Only in the last part you get such questions. Now when it comes to general training, we get a little bit shorter, or let's say smaller paragraphs compared to your academic part. Right? I'm going to show you an example of that as well. 1 second. Right, here we go. So as you can see here, this is the size, that's it. 1 page and tiny paragraphs. This is for general training. Okay, the technique is going to be same. Questions gonna be similar, no issues. Only thing is the size will differ, right? And passage will be from a little bit different quality, little bit different topic. That's it. Otherwise, the technique, the question types, they won't change at all. Okay. I hope everyone is clear about this part. That is general training and academic and their structure, the basic structure. Let me know in the chat. Is everyone clear about the structure and what is the size of the passages in both academic and general training? See, Anja, some people do, Ariel do need academic as well or general training. Both are required, so I have to discuss both. But it's just a size difference. Now everything gonna be same. Everyone clear? If you're enjoying this session, if you are getting clarity, please do not forget to like the stream. Please do not forget to share it with your friends. Yeah, so that you know we can have more streams like this, right? let's have a continuity. Now let's continue with the session, and now we're gonna have a discussion regarding one question type, particular question type, that is initially. So if people have gone through such question types, let me ask them what is their least favorite question type in reading. Many both are available in your country. Everything is available in India or any country. They make everything available. That is both. Yeah. Okay. Out of these, let me share my screen again. Out of these, which is your least favorite? That is, which one do you hate the most? You can say that. MCQs. Okay. True, false, not given. Fine. Fill in the blanks. Also, you hate. Right. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna begin with the, let's say, the first one, MCQ. We'll go with MCQs. We'll talk about matching heading. Then we're gonna talk about true, false, not given. That's it. Right. Let's begin with a list of headings. Yes, we have all of them. And again, remember the rule. If you need all these questions in your arsenal, just one sample. I'm not saying many samples. Of course, many samples are available in something called IELTS Masterclass, of course, which is paid, a little bit paid, not that expensive, and the website is available. So if you want 6 samples for each type and explanation and everything, please go for Masterclass. The link for that is available in your chat above, which is pinned. Now, apart from that, let's continue with a single sample. And if you need one sample of each question type, please write an email on our official email address, which is learnwithsamash@gmail.com. Okay, so you have to write an email on this email address and you will get all the questions. That is one sample each question type. Right. Let's have a look at one of these question types, which is your least favorite. Let's start with MCQs. Okay, in MCQs we have a sample here. Right. I hope all of you can see the question. Right. So here on the top we have a passage. Above the passage we always have a title. As you can see here, it's always a title mentioned here, and below we have to look at the questions. These are the questions, MCQ questions. Hello Raj Khatka. Right. Okay. So here you can see this is called the question or the statement in MCQ, and these are called the options. Right. I would suggest everyone to understand in most of the MCQs you don't have to read the options. You have to read only the question. When you read the question, there's something called a keyword that you have to choose. Right? Let me do one thing. Let me copy this part and we're gonna understand in detail on the other screen. On the other screen in the sense here, because this is where we dissect every question. Right. So I'm gonna share my other screen. I hope all of you can see it now. Right. Here we have something called question and the options both. Right. Now, one second, let me arrange it properly so that all of you are clear about this part. And this is your question. Right. We are supposed to understand this question and figure out answer out of these. Now, in order to find them quickly, in order to save time, we need to use something called a keyword. How to find a good keyword, how to not find a good keyword is a long theory. It will take a long time in order to find this information. For now, let's just choose one keyword. You can use your chat to mention. Hello Cyrus. Cyrus, are you the same person who are there for CSGO, or you are a new Cyrus? I'm not sure. I was supposed to choose in a quick minute. Okay. Anja, if you want all the documents which I have, you Cyrus, same Cyrus. Welcome, man. Welcome to the stream. If you want all these questions which I have discussed, these all questions, all of them, that is 10 of them, just write an email to the official email address of the channel and you will get all of them. Right? Let's get back to our discussion. So I want all of you to read this statement and choose one word that's going to be easy to find. That is called a keyword. Can you all write in chat? And the person in the moment, option for payment. Yes, Darkish, there is an option for payment, right? So I want all of you to choose one keyword out of these. Can we do that quickly? So that I can go back to the passage and we're going to search that keyword, right? The theory about keyword we'll discuss in the masterclass. Good time, yes, could be one. Could be one. Marshall's discovery is a nice one, actually speaking. So yeah, both of them are making sense. So we're gonna search Marshall's discovery and good time in our passage. Let's get back to our passage now. In the passage, we were planning for MCQs, and let me open your file. So let me start with paragraph 1 because sequence is always maintained. You will see everything starting from the beginning. So do you see Marshall's discovery and good time in this paragraph? This is called scanning. You're supposed to read quickly in order to only figure out those words, not understand the meaning. So question is, do you see Marshall's discovery as well as good time? Or US? Some people are saying US as well. Mehndi, that's right. US could be a good keyword as well. Question again. Can you find the word? Yes, we can. There's something called Marshall's discovery here. And there is something, this is something called United States as well. IELTS reading is what we are going through. It's faint. You have to, change the resolution in your case, yeah. Anyway, so we found out Marshall's discovery and here we have United States. Wherever you find your keywords after scanning, we have to read that area very carefully. Now comes the reading. And the question, let me go back to the question before we read this area. Question was, the writer suggests that Marshall's discovery came at a good time for the US because what was the reason for the discovery to come at a good time? That means how was it good for the US to get into, for the Marshall discovery to come at that time. So I'm going to read the area where we found the keyword, which is only this much, right? When I read this area, you let me know if you understood it. As it happens, just days after Marshall's discovery, the Treaty of whatever the name was signed, ending the Mexican-American War and transferring California with its mineral deposit into the ownership of the United States. So this is the area where you think United States and everything is mentioned. Why did it come at the right time? I mean, at a good time. What was the benefit for the US for the discovery? Again, so discovery came, according to the question, discovery came at the good time for US, beneficial time. How was it beneficial for US according to this statement? Right. Okay, let's have a look at the options now. Right. Here the options are mentioned. The Mexican-American War was ending, so there were men needing work. There was nothing about men needing work. Optimus Prime, you're right. His expertise in water power, nothing about water power. The population of California had begun, nothing about that. The region was about to come under the control of the US. I think because of the war ending, US was taking control of California, which has a lot of mineral deposit. So hence the answer is the region was about to come under control of the US. So let's talk about something more. This is direct question. I'm gonna give you the steps in order to find the answers. So always there are step 1 is to figure out the question. This is always important to read the question. When you read the question, there are 2 types of questions, type 1 and type 2. What are these types? We'll see in masterclass, forget about it. Only we're going to talk about type 1. When you see the type 1 question, which you have seen above, what you do is step 2, you read the question carefully. You have to read the question. Step 3 after that comes you figure out a keyword. How you figure out a keyword, that's a matter of discussion later. After you discuss or figure out the keyword, step 4 comes in the picture. You are supposed to find the keyword by using a technique called scanning. You're supposed to scan in the passage and figure out the keyword where it is, right? Once you figure out the keyword, once you find the keyword, step 5 is to read the area where you found the keyword. So read the area where you found the keyword. So this is where you read the paragraph or passage. Step 6 is there are step 7, okay? Seven steps. Step 6 is where you guess the answer, right? Where you guess the answer in the sense where you say that, okay, I think I know the answer without looking at the options. This is important, otherwise your answer can go wrong. If you guess the answer correctly and you go to step 7, and this is where you connect with your guess and the options. Once you see your guess and the option is matching, you have done a great job. Congratulations, you found the answer. Right, this is the, let's say, procedure, right? Ajana, you can, I told you can go through our website, you can get the official email address, write an email, you will get your the link for everything which we have discussed so far. So question arises, is everyone clear about the steps? I hope everyone is clear about these steps. Okay, good. I'm happy. So no need to read the entire, no, Mehndi, never. Reading the entire passage will only give you information which is not relevant to you, because you're going to read everything. And for you, just one statement is important, which is the question. And I would never ask you to read the passage except for one question type that we'll see later. In this question type, you don't have to read the question. Step made sense? Wonderful, wonderful. So we're gonna go to the next question type, okay? And next question type in this case is, well, again, another one is called sentence, or let's say answer in short. Answer in short is something like this. I think I can share the screen. So initially you will see a passage. Current, it is time consuming to find the answer sometime, but not all the time, depending on the passage. So this is what we call answer in short. Above we see a passage, right, as you can see here, and below you will see questions. These questions are direct in the sense you will see something called which, how, what, and all those questions. You will not get yes no questions like are you this, or is this that, whatever. No, you will get WH questions, which, how, what, how much, what does, and what kind. Whenever you have a question, again, do not go to the passage, read the instructions very carefully here. How many words you are supposed to write in the answer, because if they have asked for 2 words and you written 10, well, incorrect. In this case, they have asked only 2 words, right? And if they say and or a number, you can add one more number. So 1 word, 2 words and 1 number, right? So current doesn't matter, the technique gonna stay same. Academic or general training doesn't matter much here. Which employees may choose not to work regular hours? So this is the question here. Now, whenever you have such questions, apart from choosing a right keyword, there is something called prediction. I can tell you only, hello Amit, why are you so sad here? Okay, I see that you're sad. Right, so here it says which employees may choose not to work regular hours. Here we call prediction. What according to you should be the answer? Can you tell me? They also are in sequence, Khushbu, they are in sequence as well. What will be the answer according to you? It's called prediction. It's required here. Let me copy this and I'm gonna ask in the other screen. We need to discuss certain things. Right, here we go. So here is the question. Article counts as a word, exactly. So we have which employees may choose not to work in regular hours. In this case, prediction or of your answer would be some kind of employee. Some kind of employee. Right, we are looking for some type of employee, some kind of employee. But what is this kind? A kind which may not work in regular hours. So whenever you have this question, always, again, let's go through steps again. Step 1 in this case, again, read the question. Step 2 is predict the answer. I think there was some issue with the internet and suddenly everything disconnected. So I guess we couldn't see ourselves. And I think now it's all working. Can you all hear me and see me now? Are we back? Oh, now we're back. That's wonderful. By the way, we had 100 people watching and now we still have 32 likes, 31 likes. I would request everyone to like the stream so that we can continue. That would be great. Yes? Hello, guitar. Yeah. I would request everyone to like the stream so that we can continue. I still have 2 little likes, right? We don't have many likes yet. Oh, you can see 118 likes. Oh, I'm sorry, because it shows me here 30 likes. Could be something wrong here, but that's okay. I'll solve it here right now. 1 second. You're right. I think it's updating here as well. Not an issue. Thank you, Ganesh. Right. Sure, people, you can ask your question. Let's get back to our OneNote again. 1 second. I think all of you can see the OneNote again. So we were discussing the steps of this question type. You were at the steps and then suddenly it disconnected. We were discussing the steps of IELTS, answer in short. So step 1 was to read the question. Step 2 was to predict. Predict in the sense you guess what the answer is. In a way, you predict the answer based on the question. Once you predict, you go to step 3. After prediction, you check what is this predicted answer connected to. So predict plus keyword. What is it connected to? What is the question connected to? For example, last time we predicted some kind of employee, but what is the quality of that prediction? That is not to work in regular hours, and that's what we call prediction connected to the question. Once you do that, comes step 4, let's say. You search for that prediction itself. You search in the passage for prediction. Once you see the predicted answer somewhere, then you connect with the question again and see what the answer is. Finally, you come back to the question and match your prediction with the answer. So these are the steps, the simple steps. Of course, how to predict, what are the keywords and all, we'll see in incoming time anyway, right? For now, I think this is what we are supposed to do. We are supposed to understand. Okay, I hope it is clear now. 1 second. We gotta, okay, just give me a second. I'll be changing certain things here. It's not working for me here. I think all of you can see this now part, right? You can see the short questions again, right? So we were discussing the answers and you are right. The first answer in this case we have to go through again. Let me open the questions again. Here was the question. Let me zoom in. Which employees may choose not to work in regular hours? So we'll go step by step. Step 1 in this case is to figure out what kind of employee. Step 2 is not to work in regular hours. So let's go back to the passage. Do you see any employee being discussed here? Any employee type? Sequence is always maintained, of course, right? Hello, Gurvinder. Right, so we do see that some kind of employee are being discussed. They are called staff here. They have indoor staff and outdoor staff. Right, indoor and outdoor. Screen is blurred. Arusa, you need to enhance the quality of your stream because I can see my own stream. It's pretty clear here. Right, and both of the staffs are mentioned in here, but who can work in not regular hours? Indoor staff. As you can see, indoor staff are able to access the benefit of flexi time. This is called in answer. This is the answer because we are looking for some kind of employees, plus we are looking for some who work in not regular hours but flexible hours. Answer is indoor staff. Check with the instructions. Are they correct? Are they not more than 2 words? Yes, they are just 2 words, so they will definitely be fine, and answer is your indoor stuff. So this is how you generally find answer in this case, right? So let's go back to our other screen. So we understood 2 question types, MCQs and answer in short, but still we have multiple doubts. If you have doubts, if you need to understand everything in detail, already there's a link available above in the chat, which is called ieltsclass.learnwithsimons.com. Click on it, register yourself, ask for more data, and you will get it, right? Please read the details about the course, you will get it, right? Now, let's get back to another question type. This will be the last question type for today, because we, of course, we need to do other stuff as well. That is figuring out, I need to send you data as well after this. So we're gonna go for something called, let's say, flowchart completion, or true false not given, which is your least favorite, right? True false not given, right? Let me share with you the other screen now. In here we have we have something called true false not given, and true false not given works like this. You have a passage on the top, and then we have below some questions where your answers are supposed to be either true if the statement is true, false if the statement, one second, if the statement is false, and not given if the statement is not there, or if the information is not clear. These are the instructions, as you can see. Let me tell you one thing very clearly before I even tell you the non-basic stuff. Please do not write answers like this. So if you have instructions like true, false, and not given, most people, or like some people, write answers like, oh, I can write T, F, and G, because they are the short form of true, false, not given. You're not allowed to do that, not at all. You're supposed to only write true, false, not given in full. Do not mess it up. Do not mix this information. You are supposed to write either true, false, not given in capitals, because the question or the instructions have mentioned true, false, not given like this. Do not make the mistake. Sometime, no, we don't have to justify, Mehdi. We don't have to justify. Sometimes instead of true, false, not given, they ask you yes, no, and not given in the instructions. In that case, you write as it is, yes, no, not given as well. You don't write true, false, not given then, right? If they ask for yes, no, not given, you use yes, no, not given. If they ask for true, false, not given, you write true, false, not given. Most importantly, you don't write anything in short form. Let's continue then. So we have a question. Siraj's trip to South Pole is well known to other explorers. Apart from prediction, now prediction is gone because this is not the question type for prediction. We have other techniques as well, which we have to, apart from all the steps, we are supposed to figure out something else. Let me share with you this. Let me once again, sorry. I hope all of you can see the question now. I think something is broken in my computer and I gotta fix it. Just give me 1 second. Right, 1 second, and I think I can share with you my screen in a second. There we go. Yeah. Siraj's trip to South Pole is well known to other explorers. In this case, we don't need prediction. We only need, let's say, what is called the subject, the object, and the relation between the subject and the object. In this case, Siraj's trip is the subject. Let's write it here. It is the subject, Siraj's trip. And object, this is Siraj's trip. And object in this case are explorers, right? Explorers are the objects. What is the relation between them? The relation is that they are well known. That means the trip is well known, or trips are well known in this case. Are the trips well known? This is what we have to search. So you search the trips, you search well known, and you search explorers. You search 3 of them. You don't, not necessarily direct words. You can have synonyms of this sort. I'm only telling you the basic stuff. Of course, detailed stuff you have to go for IELTS class. Yeah. Now let's get back to the passage. We're gonna apply the same method in order to find. So we're gonna search Siraj's trip if it is well known to other explorers. Let's go back to passage 1. Do you see Siraj's trip or Siraj himself well known and explorers mentioned here in this? This is now we do scanning. Do you see it here? Anyone? You gotta scan now. You gotta use your reading power quickly. Yes, we see that. We see Siraz is discussed here as an explorer, and yes, his exploration to poles are discussed here. However, they have mentioned, his part is in one of the greatest adventure stories of the 20th century, is hardly known outside his own country, even by the fellow explorers. So in line 6, they have mentioned just opposite information. In the sense, they have mentioned that they are not well known, or they are not known, hardly known. Right? Question was completely opposite. They said that his trips were well known. So this is well known. So not possible. Right? So that's why answer is false. Forget about second one. Let's go for the third one. Again, the same technique. I'm gonna ask you to figure out the answer here again. Let me share my other screen. I hope all of you can see it now. Right. So this is what you might be seeing. 1 second, I messed up again. Okay, what is the subject here? Come on, everyone, help me here. You gotta help me, otherwise you won't remember anything. What is the subject here? So because we need to connect the subject and the object with a relation. What is the subject here? No, Siraj is not the subject. Read carefully. It's his ambition, his original ambition. No, it's not Siraj. Its original ambition is the subject. What is the object? Is to travel to North Pole. Okay, exactly. His ambition to travel to North Pole. This object is to travel to North Pole or just North Pole, and ambition is the main subject. So was the ambition to travel to North Pole clear or not? That's what we need to search in the passage. So we're gonna go back to our passage and we're gonna search that information, right? And as you can see here, so far everything is clear. But look, do we have they mentioned anything about his ambitions, or I mean below that, because sequence is always maintained. His ambition to going to North Pole initially, or originally mentioned here? Yes, they have mentioned. Since boyhood, Siraj had dreamed of becoming a polar explorer. Like Amundsen, he initially set his sight on North Pole. This is mentioned here. Yes, exactly. So his initial goal was to go to North Pole. So definitely this is true. There is no there are no two opinions in this case. Answer is true. Now, so we remember in the session 1 we discussed how much time do you need to prepare for IELTS? How many of you remember how much time do we need to prepare for IELTS? How many hours do we need? How many days do we need to prepare properly? We had a discussion. I remember. If you are following my live classes, you remember in class 1 we discussed certain amount, and that amount was mentioned here. Let me share with you again. We discussed that yes, 20 days of, let's say, your practice, that is 20 hours. Let me remove this part. Initially we talk about the 15 days of masterclass. In 15 days, every day 2 hours of session, right? That's the first thing. Plus every day 50 minutes you have to practice. That is homework you're supposed to do. Wonderful. Anuj, you are paying attention. I'm really happy to hear that. So 50 hours for 15 days, that will not make more than, I would say, 12 hours. Plus 15, that is 30 hours. Not more than 45 hours you need in order to get good score. How do we do that? Okay, how do we do that? First of all, let's go understand this structure. This is called 3-step structure for learning anything. Okay, step 1 in order to learn is understand anything you are learning. So that what we do in this case is we go through sessions, and in the session, happy Children's Day, yeah, you too. In this step 1, what we do is we call something called training with the trainer. So train with the trainer. with the trainer. That's what the step is called. Training with the trainer in the sense, I'll show you the question, we'll try to figure out the answers together, and that will be in the initial 2 hours time. Right. Step 2 would be to do something called classwork. Now classwork is where I give you time in the class itself for 2 hours, and you're supposed to solve some questions in a set time. So I'll give you some time, you are supposed to solve those questions in that time, and this is also will be converted or could be done in the 2 hours time that you get. After comes step 3. Step 3 is called homework. Once you get the homework, you will also get answers. Okay, like I can show you the one thing as an example. See, if I give you this paragraph as homework, I'll show you the answers as well mentioned here. So you open the answer sheet, you complete them by yourself. If you open the answer sheet, you can see all the answers are available here. Right, you are supposed to finish the homework, check your own answer, and next day in the class, you are supposed to ask, Sam, I did not understand this question, I did not understand that question, and in that case, I will solve your doubts. So this is called the amazing 3-step process in order to get good bands. In all, listening, reading, writing, every day in the class, you first understand it, then you do some classwork, and finally you do homework. When you do anything for 3 times, I think you perfect it. So this is also called the table of learning. Right. Initially, you say, I don't know what I don't know. Then you come to know what you do not know, which you're doing right now. Okay, I don't know this question type, I don't know that question type. Initially, you had no idea what you know. Then comes you practice what you know. And finally comes the point about becoming an expert. This is where you can get your 9 bands, 8 bands later. What people want is they want to jump from here to here. And guess what happens when you jump 4 steps in one go? Can you guess this? Let me have some coffee, you guess that in that time. Well, you trip, you fall. When you try to jump 4 steps, right? So you fall flat on the ground, definitely. So Nishant, what you're supposed to do is you first of all figure out what you do not know. Then you come to the next steps, you understand them. Then you practice them, and finally you become an expert. Now, these all steps are conquered in your IELTS Masterclass. The timing for IELTS Masterclass is an accident, right? Yeah, the timing for the IELTS Masterclass is set. It's at 7:30 to 9:30 every day in the evening, according to Indian time. And I can share with you the website as well. 1 second, I'll show you the website. Okay, as you can see on your screen right now, yeah, this is the website where you can actually go and click on reserve my seat. Once you click on reserve my seat, you will get 3 plans. I want all of you to understand these plans because they are before writing English grammar topics. Yes, we'll talk about them. Dev Yogi will talk about, right? Yesterday was a gap, right, Mumtaz? So we have 3 plans, standard, plus, and premium. According to your requirement, you understand the plans and choose one. After that comes the payment method. So please go through the website, understand these plans, and only then you book. Because without that, you will just randomly book any plan. No, do not understand the plan. Okay, understand how reading is done through the 3-step method which we discussed just now 5 seconds ago, I guess few seconds ago, and this is how it is done. So how many of you believe you can get your desired score in 45 hours? Because people think, oh, it is very difficult, I cannot do it. If you understand the technicality, if you go step by step, you can. Why not? Why to take risk? Why not to understand everything according to the step? Right. So we gotta understand using this method of 3 steps. Mainly you gotta read the best. You gotta read the website, because right now if I discuss everything, half of you will be bored. I don't want to do that. So that's better if you can understand using, by reading the complete website, reading the complete differences. Okay. Right, let's discuss last thing in this case in reading. I'm not going to discuss all the question types. Okay, all the question types, which I mean by that, 1 second. By the way, remember that if you need all these question types, you are supposed to write us an email. You will get 1 sample for each, not more, of course, that you get in your masterclass. You will get them. Okay, do not forget that. Now, I want to discuss one more thing. The biggest trouble in your reading is time management. Time is the biggest issue. In order to solve time, we are supposed to understand some techniques. You call them tricks. I call them techniques or methods using which you reduce the time to find the answer. Think about it. You've completed the complete reading in 40 minutes. Right? Instead of 60 minutes, you will have ample time to read the questions again and confirm that your answer is correct. Isn't it the best? Because answers are all there in the passage. You are supposed to read them properly. That's it. Nothing else you need. So if we can reduce the time in order to find the answer, your reading score is going to go from this to this. That is from 5.5 to 8.5. And I have seen that people doing it. And right, and I want to also talk about one more thing before we go, and 1 second. IELTS masterclass. So this is our page, or Google page. If you want to understand what people think about us, you can see on this page. We have 307 Google reviews, and we have 4.8 here. Just go through them, understand what people think about our course. Just write IELTS masterclass with Sam and Ash. 307 people have reviewed us, and they thought masterclass is doing great because we are getting results. We are getting even 8.5 bands in 45 hours of practice. Trust me. So you can go through that. Once you understand this part, you can then only register. Otherwise, of course, why would you register if you don't see any guarantee, right? So my last request, visit the website. If you want the data, write an email. I hope all of you enjoyed the session, right? Remaining question type we can do tomorrow, and also tomorrow we can understand a little bit about writing, IELTS writing. Same 4 o'clock, 4 to 5 we will have a session for IELTS writing and doubts regarding reading. Matching, you're going wrong, right, Aniket? We need to talk about matching heading tomorrow, right? You have sent an email, Optimus. I'll send you the data for sure. You know that we do what we talk about. We'd never lie about that. So we'll meet tomorrow. Thank you so much, Anuj. We'll talk tomorrow, and we'll meet tomorrow for writing and reading both. For now, let's see each other tomorrow. Enjoy your evening. Love from Nepal, love from India. Have a great time, everyone. Bye-bye. Take care.